everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of creative fun. So I hope you will enjoy what I've got to share with you today. We're going to be playing with a little bit of watercolouring today. So before we jump in, I'm just going to bring this live feed up on my other devices so that I can see all of your comments there. And if you are joining me, say hello. If it's your first time, let me know where you are watching from. And let me get everything set up over here. And then we will be ready to rock and roll. Okay. Now, feel free to craft along with me, or you can sit back and relax and just watch what I have to share with you today. All right, so my computer is up and running. Everything is plugged in today. I went to go live and realized that my iPad was also nearly flat. So I had to find an extra charger. So I had to pull out my old one to plug that in. And so we are all good to go now. All right, everything is set up, ready to go. Hey, Julie, how are you? Great to have you here with us today. Thanks for joining us. So we will just wait a few minutes for some more people to jump on. And while we're doing that, I will just have a quick little chat. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who is here with me today live. And thank you to those of you who are coming back to watch the replay later on. If you are watching over on YouTube, you'll be watching the replay. So thank you all for watching over there on YouTube. And here on Facebook, if you're watching live, you'll see the little red live button up in the top left-hand corner. If you don't see that, then you're watching the replay. So thank you to everyone who is joining in the creative fun. Hey, Glenda, how are you? Great to have you with us today. So as we are crafting along, feel free to join in, as I said, or sit back and relax. We're going to be playing with some new product today, which is very exciting. But before we do that, let me know something that you did on the weekend. I would love to share with you and have a little chit chat. And we'll do that just for a few moments while everybody's jumping on. Now, if you're watching the replay and you don't like the chitter chatter, that's fine. I understand people are busy and you just want to get to the crafting. Feel free to fast forward to the crafting time. But because we are here filming live, we do like to have a chat, because if we were crafting in person together, that's what we would be doing. We'd be crafting and chatting as we go. So that is what I like to do with you. So here we go. All right. Okay, so I am just thinking what I did on the weekend. What did I do on the weekend? It's been, so currently my daughter is away and I am full-time carer of our doggie, Callie, who I think is, no, she's taken herself out to her pen. She doesn't like it whenever I'm talking to somebody on the phone or on a Zoom call or when I'm filming. She used to always be in here with me when she was little. But something, I don't know, something's changed and now she doesn't like being in here when I'm on a call. So she's taken herself out there, but because my daughter is away and I am prime carer of little Callie at the moment, normally we share the role, but she is roaming free downstairs here today. So hopefully she'll be well behaved and there won't be any barking. So we just hope that there won't be any neighborhood noise, because that will set her off. Normally Amber will take her upstairs to her room and keep her up there and keep her quiet, but I don't have that luxury today, so we are going with the flow. I've got the door ajar so she can come in if she wants to, but if she starts going off her nut and is a bit too noisy, I'll have to shut the door and just trust that she's okay out there. So all right, so hey Anita, how are you? Lovely to have you here. Oh, I'm so happy that you caught us live today. That is awesome. Julie celebrated her sister's baby shower. Oh, so special. A friend and I decorated it, and I also made shortbread cookies decorated with fondant. Oh, that sounds awesome. So nice. I love your cookies, Julie. They're always beautiful. Your baking is always really, really yummy. So that's really exciting. So she mustn't have long left to go now, Julie. How many weeks pregnant is she? Or how many weeks does she have left to go? She must be getting quite close. How exciting. Anita says she's good, thanks. Are you going to On Stage? I am, Anita. I've got my ticket, I've got my accommodation and my flights all booked. Yep, I'll be going to Brisbane. What about you? Are you attending On Stage? And if so, which one are you booked in for? It's going to be a really big one this time because it booked out. So for anyone who doesn't know, On Stage is the annual Stampin' Up event that we have. It's an in-person event that we have each year for Stampin' Up demonstrators. And it gets spread around. It happens on the same weekend all across the globe. So there's different venues all across the world. I think there's one, I don't even want to quote where the other ones are. I can't remember where they are. But anyway, this year's one in Australia is going to be in Queensland, in Brisbane. So that's very exciting. So yep, we're going up there. And then after that, we're going to go down to the Gold Coast for a couple of days to spend with our daughter before flying home. So that'll be really exciting. Oh, fantastic. You're going to Brisbane as well. Awesome. You have to make sure you come and find me and say hello. You're booked in at the Soda Apartments. Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh, how exciting. It's going to be so awesome. And I believe just near the convention centre, which I've never been to before. Have you been there to the convention centre before, Anita? I know, right? It sold out so quickly this time. I couldn't believe it too. I did have a little bit of a heads up that it may do, but it sold out a lot quicker than I even thought. So yeah, but I believe there's a lot of really nice restaurants and cafes and things right there near the convention centre. So that will be exciting. That'll be really great to be able to go and have meals with our teams and things like that. So that'll be awesome. All right. Julie says she'll be 31 weeks on Friday and is due in January. Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. That's so exciting to have a new little bubba in the family. Yeah, because you've got Christmas and New Year and everything in between too, haven't you? So it was a good time to have it, and before it gets too hot. So interestingly, our air conditioning broke down yesterday. So we have ducted air conditioning in our home, and we've been here 15 years and we've had a few problems with it. We've had to have it repaired and serviced a few times, but it always seems to break down either in the dead of winter or in the heat of summer. And we've got some hot days at the moment. Yesterday was hot and muggy. Today is the same, and we have no aircon. So I've got all the blinds closed. I had the bedroom fans on earlier. I'll go and put them on again this afternoon after I finish filming to cool down upstairs, because upstairs gets so hot. Even though it's all insulated, it gets really hot. But yes, so if you see sweat dripping off me today, I feel okay at the moment, but by the time I finish filming, it could be another story. But yeah, we've had trying to just keep the house as cool as possible. Thankfully, majority of downstairs is tiled, so it keeps it a lot cooler than upstairs. Upstairs is very hot. Oh, not in Brisbane, Anita. So you're not in Brisbane? Which one are you going to, Anita? Let me know. I can't remember where you are situated. Not in Australia then, I'm assuming. I thought you were in Australia, but I might have that wrong. So I apologize if I have that wrong. So anyway, yeah, so trying to stay cool. Well, yesterday our son and daughter-in-law came for dinner, so that was really nice. We had a baked dinner for dinner. We had some roast turkey and veggies, so that was really yummy. So yeah, it was really good to see them. Haven't seen them for a little while because they've had the that virus. I won't say the word just in case it gets me. Gets me in trouble with Facebook. But yes, they've had that in the household. So we haven't seen them for a few weeks. So we really miss them. It was great to see them again. And Saturday I just worked. My hubby potted around in the garden, did the lawns, did some gardening, pulled out some weeds, tended to the veggie garden. The veggies are going great. I've been picking baby spinach. I picked a few basil leaves today. The basil is just starting to take off. It was looking a little bit unwell at first, but it's just starting to take off. So I picked just a few of the larger basil leaves today. We've been getting some snow peas. The tomatoes are starting to grow. They're starting to flower now. So we'll have fruit on them over the summer, which will be awesome. And we always get heaps of tomatoes. So we share them out with the family, with our friends, with the neighbors. So that's really good. We've got the peach tree fruiting as well. They are growing quickly. So they will be ready probably, it was last year. I think it was around January when they were ready. So they'll be ready in January. The fruit trees, the citrus trees are going well. They are starting to get little tiny fruit on them now. So but they take months and months and months to ripen. So they'll be ready once the peaches finish. Then the citrus will be coming on shortly after that. What else have we got planted? Cucumbers. The cucumbers have been struggling, which they did last time too. And then they took, and then I think my husband planted a second lot and then they took off. So these ones are just coming good now. So they look like they're, they looked a lot healthier on the weekend, thank goodness. So I think they are going to take off now too, which is great. We've got some trellis for them to climb up. But yeah, it's great having all of the fresh produce coming out of the garden. And my husband also planted capsicum, which I've told him before I don't want capsicum anymore because we can't eat it. He occasionally will eat it, but only if it's on pizza or something, but he doesn't eat them like in a salad or anything. I can't eat them. Amber can't eat them. So when the capsicums grow, I think we will be just gifting all of those to family, friends and neighbours. But yes, I don't know why he got a capsicum, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's growing, so it's kind of looking after itself. No, he does look after them. He waters them. He tends the garden. I harvest. So, because he doesn't eat any of it. He's a very fussy eater. Amber and I eat it all. Okay, let me just scroll back through these comments. Oh yes, you are going to Brisbane, but haven't been to the convention centre. Oh, I understand what your other comment was now, right? Okay, yes, so going to Brisbane, haven't been to the convention centre before in Brisbane, right, got it, understand, yep. So I've had a little look, a little search around there online, and yeah, there's a really nice restaurant strip down near the water, which is right near where, I think it's like a, I don't know if they call it a river or waterway, whatever it is, just behind the convention centre, so that'll be awesome. Every time we have planted cucumbers, the birds have got to them before they could even fruit. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, we actually have to keep our strawberries covered with a little netting thingy to keep the birds off those. The strawberries struggle a little bit though. They don't do too well in our garden. I'm not sure if we're not using the right fertilizer or for them, or if it's yeah, just the soil. I'm not quite sure if it's the right soil for strawberries, but yes, I understand about the birds. And our peach tree is covered over with netting as soon as it starts to bud, because otherwise we get fruit fly, which we've had in previous years. So yeah, yes, it's can be a bit of a shame when we lose our beautiful fresh produce to the animals, but I guess they've got to eat too, haven't they? Oh, anyway, all right, well, I'm glad that you've all had a lovely weekend, and I planted seedlings of apple cucumbers and woke up the next day and the birds had eaten them all. Oh no, oh, that's so sad. Yes, I don't know what has been munching on our basil. if it's a grub of some sort perhaps, or if it's a bird. I don't know. Do birds eat basil? I wouldn't imagine they would. I don't know. But also the cucumbers too. Yeah, I think they do get nibbled a bit. They don't seem to worry about the fruit once the fruit grows, though, I've found here. Maybe it's the type of birds we have here. I don't know. Anyway, well, hopefully you'll have better luck next time when you plant your next crop, Anita. Julie said, even we struggle with strawberries, so we don't grow them. Yep. But we have raspberries, blueberries, and some other types of berries too. Oh, yum. That's awesome. I did try to grow blueberries once, but they were in a pot. They didn't grow so well in a pot. The berries were very tiny. They were practically inedible. But yeah, the raspberries sound really good. I might have to give those a try. We have birds eat our oranges last year. Never happened before. Oh, wow. They must have been very hungry. We get the citrus bugs. You know, the little citrus bugs, the orange ones? Well, they start out sort of like a brownie color or a greeny color, greeny brownie. They have different stages. When they get to orange, they're mature adults. We get those on our citrus. So John's constantly spraying with eco oil before he tries not to get it on the fruit, but I wash all the fruit anyway. We've tried to keep the garden as organic as possible, but sometimes with some of these bugs, like, it's really hard, but we try and get the most organic things that we can to put on the crops. The veggies don't get sprayed with anything. The actual, like the ground veggies, they don't get sprayed with anything. But the citrus, we've had to treat with the citrus bug, and also we've had leaf curl as well on the. We could talk the whole day, couldn't we, about our veggie gardens, our fruit and veggie gardens. I love it. It's great. Yeah. So it's fun to grow your own fresh produce, and I was very thankful actually for the spinach today because I had run out of salad greens, and so I ducked out there to grab the spinach. It was a bit wilted in the sun because it's very hot today, so I've popped them in a plastic bag, tied it up, and I've put them in the fridge, and I will refresh them with, I've got to wash them anyway, so I'll refresh them in some cold water before I eat them. I'll probably have some of that for tea tonight. Think of may have been possums, but hubby was sure it was birds. Yeah, well, could be possums too, because possums do like lots of different fruits. So yeah, maybe it will be more possible that it will be possums eating the citrus rather than. You'll have to do some investigation, have to do some Googling, Anita, to see what types of fruits possums eat, because I bet they do eat citrus. Yeah. Well, let me share with you something quickly before we get crafting, and I'm starting to heat up a little bit now, so I'm going to grab my fan. I was running a little bit late today. Sorry if that's that flickering. I'll do it down here so you can't see it. I was running a little bit late today because I did have a doctor's appointment. I've come up with this little spot on my face. I've had a sunspot there, or an age spot, whatever you want to call it, for over a year. And woke up last Tuesday and there was this red patch that had come up just on the edge of it, and I thought, uh-oh, that's not good. I've had a BCC cut out of my arm, and I've had a few other things frozen off my legs and things like that. So I thought I better get that checked straight away, and got into the doctor today, and yeah, she had a look at it, but she said it doesn't look like it's a concern at the moment, but we'll just watch it, and if it's still there in another 2 to 3 weeks, I'll go back. But it's not as red as what it was, so I think it's, and you know what, I didn't cover it up with makeup. I thought I'll cover it up with makeup, and then I thought, you know what, no, it's part of me, it's what is going on at the moment, so just leave it. We all get these things, don't we? So, you know, especially as we get older. Anyway, so that's why I was running a little bit late today, so I quickly bolted down. Thankfully I had some leftover veggies from last night's dinner. I quickly heated them up in the microwave and bolted them down, toileted the dog, fed the dog, and yeah, was running a few minutes late, so I apologize. But anyway, let me share with you something. So the November tutorial bundle is out. It's ready and raring to go. There are 36, is it 36? Yeah, 36 projects in this tutorial bundle this month. This is the Crafty Collaborations tutorial bundle that I collaborate with. And it's with demonstrators from all around the world. So there's lots and lots of beautiful projects, excuse me, in here. Always using, with any of the tutorial bundles, we're always using current product. So there are lots and lots of beautiful projects in there. There's some Christmas projects, there's some non-Christmas projects. Now this one, this goes out for free to my customers when they spend over $75 on an order. Or if you already have your own demonstrator, or perhaps you are a demonstrator, or perhaps you're overseas, you can purchase this from me for $28, which there's 36 tutorials, full PDF tutorials with photos, instructions, and everything to create the projects. $28 for 36 projects is less than $1 per project, which is awesome. And so if you would like to get your hands on this, please let me know. There's a new one every month. The previous month's ones you can actually find on my blog. I don't think I've put up October, and I don't know if I did September as well. So I'll have to go back and check that. But you can find them on my blog under tutorials. And so you can have a look to see what other ones there have been in the past. And if there's any there, feel free to email me or send me a message on Facebook via Messenger. And yeah, I would love to get those to you. So that's the current one. It's awesome. Here is my blog. If you wanted to go and have a look at the other ones, go to mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com and then click on tutorials at the top. Now, if you're looking on, I've got a lot of tabs across the top. So sometimes there's like 3 little dots or 3 little lines, like an extra additional drop-down menu. You might need to click on that. And especially if you're looking from a phone, because you only see, I think, the first 3 tabs or 4 tabs. So you'll need to click on the see more little dots or lines to see the drop down menu to get to tutorials. So check those out. A little sneak peek of my card in the November tutorial. This is the one here. It's this one. Super, super cute. It's a little sneak peek. The only way to get the instructions for that card is through the tutorial. It's an exclusive project for this tutorial. So that's where you can find, you won't find that card on my blog in terms of like instructions or anything. You can only get it through the tutorial. So if you would like that, then let me know. And as I said, if you are a customer of mine, if you are shopping with me this month in November and you spend over $75, make sure you use the host code as well so that I can get that gift out to you. There's the host code for November. And you'll get this as my free thank you gift for you. Okay. Oh, hi, Leslie. How are you? Great to have you here. Anita said, our nectarine tree has leaf curl, but doesn't look like it will fruit this year. Oh, no, the leaf curl hasn't affected it before. Yeah, we've had leaf curl before as well, and we had to treat the tree. I think we didn't get very good fruit that year, and we had to treat the tree. But then last year we didn't have leaf curl and we had an abundance of fruit. We had to call friends to come and pick their own, bring their own buckets and pick their own, because we just had so much. I was cooking jam, I was freezing it, I was doing all sorts of things with it. Yeah, but I've got Callie's little treaty pouch here. I just noticed it was in camera view. I had that there for in case she came in, so that I could try and give her some positive reinforcement for being in here when I'm talking. But she's taken herself off out to her other bed in her pen out there, so all good. All right. Oh, Julie says we had cockatoos eating our mandarins. Oh, back when we first got married, they would pick them and hang out on the clothesline and eat them. Oh, there you go. So cockatoos, yeah, because I do know that cockatoos like citrus fruits actually, so perhaps other birds do like citrus fruits too. Yeah, I'll have to watch more carefully. We have had some birds caught in our netting before that I've had to release, and maybe they were in there. I don't know if they were trying to catch bugs or if they were there because they were trying to eat the fruit. So maybe. Got my fan out again. It's really hard without air conditioning. You take so many things for advantage, don't you? When you don't have them, you think, oh wow, you have so much more of an appreciation for them. Anyway, all right, well, let's get crafting, and I will show you what we are going to be playing with today, because it is something that some of you requested. So I'm going to cover up the camera and tip it down onto the desktop. So just bear with me while I get it ready. I'll just cover it up so I don't make you all dizzy while I do the transitions. And it'll be a little bit squeaky while I tighten up all of my clamps. So bear with me a moment. Not sure if it comes through squeaky or clunky when I do that on the microphone. All right, make sure they're all tight. Good. And camera fairly straight, I think. Let's see how we go. Do some adjusting if we need to. There we go. Oh, we are very wonky. Okay, let's go. Is it that way? No, I think that's going to be more wonky. Yeah, I just made it worse, didn't I? Go back this way a bit. How's that? It's very hard to tell overhead if it's straight. There, that's a bit better. Okay, great, good. All right, we are ready. Okay, so today, oh, Amber was saying last year we had a giant nibbled lemon. Oh, that's right. A giant nibbled lemon dropped by a bird into our backyard from the neighbors. That's right. It was this huge, we did. Thank you for reminding me of that, Amber. I totally forgot. It was like the most ginormous lemon we have ever seen. It wasn't one of ours because ours don't grow very big at all. But we had seen some big ones just over the fence in our neighbors behind us. And it had been pecked at and all the rest of it. And it was down the side of our house. Now, how a bird even carried this big giant lemon, we will never know. But yes, it was down the side of our house. So it was obviously too big for the bird to carry very far because it got dropped. Yeah, so that's right. So yeah, the birds definitely do like citrus. I had totally forgotten about that. All right, so today we are going to play with one of the brand new kits that had been requested for me to share. So I'm just going to move that keyboard out of the way. So this is, oh, hang on a sec before I do that. I'll just move these over. We will need some scrap paper today too, which I'll grab. Oh, got some scrap paper there. This is the Nature's Painting Kit. Now I have already taken it out of the plastic, but I'm going to show you what is in the kit. And I think when I did my unboxing, we already had a quick look at this kit when I unboxed these new products a couple of weeks ago. So you might have seen that and remember. I'll just pop that over here. Hang on a sec. Let's put the box over there. Okay. So this is the kit, the Nature's Paintings kit. Now I have opened it and had a look, but I haven't had a play yet. So I'm going to have a play with it today with you. So you can all see how this kit works. So this is a beautiful kit. Now, if you love coloring or you know somebody that loves coloring, this will make a great gift for somebody for a birthday, special occasion. We've got Christmas coming up. This is a fantastic kit for a gift. In there, in this instruction sheet, it gives them a little bit of an overview. I'll go this way. It just gives a little bit of an overview of different ways that you can color. So you can use like a single color. You can watercolor and blend like a single color. You can combine colors, all different sorts of things. And it just gives you 3 color ideas. Shows you which pencils they've used of the colors that come in the kit. So yeah, so it just gives you some ideas, but only shows you 3 of the designs, but there's lots and lots. I think there's 12 different designs in here, and there's 2 of each one. Then on the back page, it shows you all of the designs. So they're all these ones here. You also get the pencils, the watercolor, and they all come, the pictures all come in a book. On the back, there's the components of the kit. tells you all the colors here. And there's some QR codes if you want some more information about other kits. Oh, you've got this one too, Leslie. You got it on Friday. Fantastic. Feel free to pull it out and craft along with me if you'd like to. And Julie has ordered this one as well in the sale recently. Fantastic. That's great. Oh, that's good. I think this is going to be a really, really popular one. Already people are getting excited about this one. So this is what you get in the kit. Now, this is a water painter. I've already filled that up with water today, ready for today's live. It is basically like using, if you've never used a water painter before, it has acrylic bristles and it's basically like using a paintbrush dipped in water. Okay, so that's what it's like, only that you have the water here in the barrel rather than having to constantly dip it into water. The water, you have a constant flow of water here. Now, to get it started, oh wait, we'll get to that. I'll show you that bit in a minute. You then get a pack of pencils. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors in the pencils. Got Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Flirty Flamingo, Red. So that's not necessarily a Stampin' Up! Red. Berry Burst, Early Espresso, Garden Green, and Coastal Cabana. So Red and Berry Burst, I believe, are the two exclusive colors that are not part of the watercolor pencil sets that we have. We have the assortment watercolor pencil sets, and there's the assortment 1 and the assortment 2, which I was going to pull out to show you as well, but I don't have out. I have them up on my shelf. So yeah, so we've got those, and then this is the beautiful book of all of the gorgeous designs. So there's 2 of each design. The trick is to find which one you love the best, because they're all so beautiful. You've got some here that have got like a centerpiece where you can add a sentiment, or you might want to add some other decorative elements to that. So you can use these to make your cards. So you can use them to make your cards, or you can just use them as a coloring book. You could either put them on a card and make like a full card, or you can once you've painted them, you could just write a little message on the back and use it sort of like a postcard, and then slip it into an envelope and send it to somebody, or write a little letter, maybe to your favorite auntie or your cousin or a friend. Write a little message on the back and send it to them. But you can see this is another one that has a frame. I'll go this way. Some beautiful palm leaves. Actually, I can't remember what those ones are called. We have a bundle, I think, at the moment that has these leaves, and I can't think what it's called. Maybe one of you will know what type of leaves they are. Does anybody know? Got some beautiful waratahs, I think. Are they waratahs or proteas? I never remember which one is a waratah and which one's a protea. I think this is a waratah. Looks like a waratah. Some beautiful lilies, or they look like lily pads. I don't know. These ones look more like tropical flowers. We've got some beautiful sunflowers. I love that one. That's gorgeous. It's got some acorns, some oak leaves. I'm not sure what these ones are. Does anybody know what these ones are? Some little seed pods anyway. So they're really nice. You can use these as a background on your cards as well. Like instead of using DSP or designer series paper, you could use these as a background and then put your stamped images like on a solid shape or something. We've got some poinsettias there for Christmas. And then at the back, there's a couple of blank pages. So if you wanted to either use those to test your colors, or you could use those to do your own watercolor background. Totally up to you what you want to use those couple of spare sheets for. So it's a great little kit. And oh, hey Jenny, how are you? Great to have you with us today. I'm glad you could make it this week. Fantastic. We're just going through the new Nature's Painting kit. So this kit, these are all the components that you get in the kit. It's only 44 Australian dollars. It'll be different in the different markets, but it's $44 here in Australia. If you would like the code to order one, if you haven't already ordered one, here's the code here, 164982. I just quickly scratched that down on a sticky note before we went live in case anybody wanted the code to order it. It is currently available in the online store. I checked today before I went live, so it is still currently available. But yes, I think coming up to Christmas, this one might be one that people will buy for gifts. So with the water painter, I was going to show you how to open this. Now, it unscrews in the opposite direction to what you would expect, because I don't know why, it just does. So if you're trying to unscrew it and it won't unscrew in one particular way, try the opposite way. And then you just put some water in the barrel there, fill that up, and then you just screw that back on. And then you're going to give a few little pushes. Now, when you are using watercolors, just pull that lid straight off. When you are using watercolors, it's always a good idea to have either some paper towel or a cloth or something like that there, so that if your water runs a bit too quickly, you can dab it off. Now, there's two little spots here on the side of the barrel. It doesn't really matter which side because it's all very soft and pliable. But there's a couple of little spots there that say push. So just give a few little pushes and you'll see the water start to flow. Now, my water started to flow then quite quickly. Some of our water painters, you have to squeeze a little bit more, but this one looks like it's going to flow really well. So yeah, just have your cloth or your paper towel. I like paper towel because it's more absorbent. It absorbs the water much more quickly than the cloth, but it depends on what type of cloth you have. And I like to have that close by when I am using a water painter or doing watercolouring, and also some scrap paper as well. Okay, so let's open up our pencils. Hey Fee, great to have you here. Thanks for joining us. We are playing with the new Nature's Paintings kit. Oh, Leslie said those big leaves remind me of a monstera plant. I think that's what they are, Leslie. I think I remember that name now that you say it. Yes, monstera. I think that's the one. Thank you. Okay, so we've got... So we can use these just as ordinary coloured pencils if we want to. So let's have a look what they look like as an ordinary colour pencil. And then let's have a look to see what they look like if we add water. We'll do that with each of the colours. Now I'm going quite heavy-handed with the colour here at the moment, but you can colour as heavy or as light as you like. These are all really nice and sharp too. So I always like to create a colour palette so I know what the colours are going to look like when I add the water to them, and also too so that you can see what they're going to look like when you lay them down on your project that you're colouring. So once you have coloured all of your images from inside the pad here, you'll then have these pencils and your water painter to continue on with other projects. So you can, oops, I forgot to do a second one of those. So you can use these ongoing for watercolouring. If you're watercolouring any stamped images, you'll be wanting to use the StazOn ink because it will not bleed when it comes into contact with water, whereas the Memento is water-based, so it will. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we get when we add the water to here. And you might need to give a squeeze, and whoops, that was a bit much water, so we can dab some of that up. I squeeze that a little bit too hard. There we go. So you can see how you get that softer colour. Now, to clean your brush in between each colour, just use your piece of paper towel, or you can do it with your scrap paper, and just give a little squeeze and just brush the bristles like that. don't go really crazy with your bristles because they have a lovely point on them and you don't want to lose that. If you're really harsh on the tip, they will splay out. So just gentle brushing so that you're sort of dragging the tip in the direction. Can you see that? How I'm dragging the tip away so that it doesn't, away from the tip so that it doesn't fray the tip. All right, so this is the, so that's the Daffodil Delight. This is the Pumpkin Pie. Beautiful. And then you can blend them out a bit too if you want to soften the color. So see how I've blended that out a little bit. I'll hold these up a bit closer to the camera in a moment so that you can get a really good look. And then this is the Flirty Flamingo. Get a bit more water. Flirty Flamingo. If you're using watercolor paper, so these ones aren't exactly like our watercolor paper that we have, which is the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, but you will get a different effect. If you're watercoloring on standard weight cardstock like the ordinary very vanilla or basic white, you just need to go a little bit easy so that you don't start to pill the cardstock. If you're adding too much water, it can cause it to pill. But this particular cardstock that's in this pad is quite heavyweight, so we shouldn't get that problem with that, I wouldn't expect. There we go. So now we've got our palette so we can see how our colors are going to look. Clean our brush off and let me hold those up a little bit closer to the camera. Can you see how much softer they look adding the water? They're a really, really nice soft pigment in the pencil, but it just really makes a difference. And see how we've blended that out to give more of a softer watercolor look. So you can do that with all of your colors as well. Okay, so now we've got our color palette. I'm going to pop that over to the side. And now we're going to choose which picture we want to color. We could do some colored magnolias because we've actually got magnolias that grow in, they're our neighbors, but they grow over our fence and they're white magnolias. But I know that magnolias come in all different colors. They're really pretty. We've got some little, these ones remind me of gum nuts almost, but I think they're, I don't know, they look a little bit like blueberries. They're some type of berry, and little seed pods there. Got some poppies there. Poppies can be done in all different colors. We could do some poppies actually because we could make them lots of different colors. We've got some other florals there and some ferns with a section in the middle there. There's this one, which is the Monstera that Leslie was saying. That'd be a nice one if you want a lot of greenery. We've got the Waratah, I think it is. And what was the one? I really liked the sunflowers. I really, really liked the sunflowers. I think I'm going to do the sunflowers. So I'm going to take this out of the book. Let's tear that out carefully so I don't bend it or tear it. There we go. Okay. So I think we're going to do sunflowers. We're going to make a nice, happy, bright card with the sunflowers. Okay. I missed the red one. Did I miss the red one, Julie? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I did too. Oh, thank you. Thank you for picking up on that. We better do the red one. I thought I did that one. Missed it. There we go. I thought I had them. Thought I'd picked them up in order, but that's okay. Thank you for reminding me. See, I need all of you there to remind me of the things that I forget. There we go. So that's the red. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, we'll clean this off. Alrighty. I'm going to keep this as my little palette. Now you can blend colors with these as well, which let me just show you if you want to blend some colors. So say I want to blend, some red and some of the orange. You can blend and go over the top, or you can just blend them in from the sides. But say I do that and then I watercolor them, and you're going to get more of a deeper sort of orangey color, almost like a calypso coral. If I added in a little bit more red to that, we'd get a color going towards the calypso. So you certainly can blend your colors as well. A few years ago we had, I ran a technique club and we did a whole class on watercoloring, and we did lots and lots of different techniques with watercoloring and watercolor pencils, and yeah, we had a great time with those. Okay, so there we go. We can see how we've sort of blended that color, and that becomes sort of like an orangey reddy. It's not really orange, it's not really red, it's sort of tending more towards a calypso coral. So you can do that with any of your colors. You can blend them and get different color effects. All right, so I think we are going to start with the center and work our way out. Now, if you have a look at a sunflower, and I've just actually pulled up a photograph on my computer of a sunflower, so the centers can be a little bit different. They can be a little bit more greeny in the center, and then a bit more orange, and then they can be a bit brown. And I think that can sometimes depend on the maturity of the plant too, or perhaps that's as it's getting older. So we might add a little bit of green, I think, in the center. Now, if you are using watercolors, you don't really need to worry about how well you color the image. Like, you can just lay down a little bit of color, like just a little scribble like that. If you want to color with the pencils and just have them as a pencil, then of course you'd want to color them a bit more neatly and like fully fill in the center. Okay, so I'm going to show you the difference. So we'll just leave that like that for the moment, and this is the watercolor. Typically what I do is I will oops, I'll just get this water flowing again. I will do all of my all of my pencils first and then add the water, but I just want to show you quickly the difference before I go ahead. Okay, so fill that all in. And I'm not sure how well you'll see the difference between the two on camera, but you get a much softer effect here with the watercolor. Now, if you find that you get too much water on there, say it gets a bit too wet, or the pigment is a bit too deep, you can dab it with a piece of paper towel to take some of that color away and some of that water away, and see how it's a little bit softer now. And this one is just colored with the pencils. So the pencil is a little bit blunter now than what it was, because I've done a little bit of scribbling on the scrap paper and scribbling on here. So it's really good when the tip isn't quite so sharp if you're going to be coloring with them. Okay, so we'll do that on all of them. I'm just going to scribble a little bit of color in there. Okay, and then we're going to add a little bit of so that's the garden green. Then we're going to add a little bit of the early espresso around this section. This pencil is still quite sharp, hasn't blunted down yet. I like them when they get a little bit more blunt than this. It's good for getting in those little sections though. So just give a little bit of a scribble. Now, if you want the color to be softer or lighter, I should say, don't add as much pigment, don't add as much pencil. And then that'll give you the opportunity of spreading that color a bit more. All right, so let's go back in here. We'll do the green. Going to go over that, and if you feel your brush is a little bit too dry, just give that a little squeeze. I'm going to go over the green here as well and soften that down a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of the pigment back off that one. Just soften that up a little bit. Okay, we'll clean the brush. Now that green is quite bright, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to do the brown here. And you'll see how I've only sort of scribbled it on, but I'm going to blend that ink with the water. So it's going to, well, not ink, pigment. It's not ink as such, it's actually pigment. So I'm going to blend that with the water. And I'm just using little circular motions, or you can use little brush strokes. And because that green is quite bright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that brown that's now on the tip, and I'm going to go across. I'm going to go across that. I might actually need to add a little bit more brown to the center just to make it a little bit less. Just going to add a very light touch there of the brown and just blend that into the green, so it's not quite as bright green. There we go, and we'll do the same over here. I'm just going to add a touch of the brown over the top. We'll go over that bit first. Just blend that in a little bit. A little bit more water. Oh, hey Athena, how are you? Great to have you with us. Amber said it was at a wildlife park the other day that had lots of garden beds full of... Oh, Amber said she was at a wildlife park the other day that had lots of garden beds full of sunflowers. Ah, was that at the, what's it called? The Outback Country. No, what was it called? The one you went to with your auntie? Amber went to a park with her auntie and her great niece. Second cousin. Second cousin. Cousin's baby. The other day. Up there in Queensland. Okay, so we'll blend that. There we go. And we'll come back to this one. Paradise Country. That's the one. I couldn't think of what it was called. Paradise Country. Did you take photos of them, Amber? Haven't really seen many photos of up there, except for our little one having her first horsey ride, which is very cute. Our cousin's baby. I mean, your cousin's baby, my niece's baby. There we go. Beautiful. That's looking gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to add all the bright colors. Oh, hi Dimity, how are you? You can't wait to get your hands on this kit. Awesome. Have you ordered yours yet, Dimity? Okay, so now we're going to add, we're going to do the leaves, and I need to put my glasses on for this bit. I'm going to have bright, didn't take photos. Oh, Amber, have I not taught you anything? Oh, never mind. So just laying down the color really roughly, because we are going to blend that color with the water. I love these watercolor pencils. They're really soft to color with. Like the pigment in them is really soft, very soft tip. So you don't need to apply a lot of pressure. I'm going to turn this as I go. Is anybody else crafting along with me today? Let me know what you're creating in the background there. Oh, yours came yesterday, Dimity. Fantastic. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling a bit better? Are you feeling up to pulling your kit out and having a play with us? So just laying down lots of colour. Is anybody else playing with this kit while I am? Because I know that some of you have got it. Yes, Fee is making more Christmas cards. She's crafting. Fantastic. Good to hear. Great, great, great. How's everyone's Christmas lists going? How's your Christmas cards going and your Christmas card list? I haven't even checked my list yet to see how many we need. I'm a bit scared too because every year there seems to be more and more that we need, but Amber and I have both been making some Christmas cards. Amber's actually been making a lot more than I have been in the terms of Christmas cards, but getting our supply up ready for Christmas. So we usually, last year I think we sent out about 80, 85, 86, something like that, handmade cards. I used to a few years ago, I used to send out some handmade cards and some bought cards, but we kind of have been, only because we couldn't get their volume made in time that we needed, which is very sad, I have to say, that we'll have to send bought ones, but the last couple of years we've been sending only handmade cards. So trying to keep up that tradition because, you know, I have a card making business, so... well, paper craft business, I should say, because we do some scrapbooking and other projects as well, which I'm hoping to do more scrapbooking in the new year. And Stampin' Up's going to be having some more scrapbooking products releasing in January. So that's exciting. We've had a sneak peek of some of them. And yeah, very excited for those. I'm going to be having another scrapbooking workshop kit coming up as well, which is probably going to be in the new year now because we're running out of time this year. So yes, and I need to go away next week, or actually, yeah, next week for a couple of days, which I didn't mention yet, but I was going to tell you at the end, but I'll mention it now and mention it again at the end probably. Because one of my beautiful aunties passed away on Monday, sadly, and so I'm going down to Victoria for her funeral, which is next week. So, yeah, that will be very sad. And that'll be the first time I've been back there since Mum passed away. So it's not going to be an easy trip, but it's one that I need to make. And, yeah. So, but anyway, trying not to dwell on it too much at the minute because otherwise I just, yeah, I'll fall apart and I won't get anything done. So there we go. Okay, so we've got all of those leaves coloured. Now I think I want to add a little bit of orange just at the innermost parts here, because on the sunflowers that I'm looking at, they are a bit more orange just here. So we'll add the colour now and then we can blend the two colours together as we are using our water painter. There we go. Leslie said, not crafting, relaxing and watching. Been crafting most of the day doing Christmas cards. Ah, that sounds awesome, Leslie. Fantastic. How many did you get made today? Did you get lots done? How's your hubby going? How's he feeling? Okay. There we go. So add a little bit of orange, just doing a little scribble. As you can see, like I'm not really having to lay down too much color, and I'm not really taking the time to like color nicely, because we're just going to blend it all with the water painter, so we don't really need to. This kit is a great one to take away. I might actually take this one away with me when I go too, because this would be a great one to have on the road. Not that I can colour when we're driving, but like if we're in the motel or we're just, you know, in the evenings or whatever, I can sit and just colour. There we go. All right. So we'll colour those and then we will do the leaves. Well, in fact, you know what? I'm going to do the leaves now. I'm going to add the colour to the leaves now. So that then I can just do the water painter all at one time. And we might leave the leaves the bright green. In the assortment, the watercolor pencil assortment packs, there is some other color greens as well. There's a really nice olive green. I love using the old olive green for leaves. It's a really nice one too, but this one is in the kit, so we're just using this one today. But this one is this one's a brighter green. But again, as I said, you can blend other colors with it to darken it a little bit. Even went out of the lines there a little bit. Actually, here's a test. Let's see, do they rub out if we go out of the lines? Yes, they do. So there you go. If you go out of the lines, you can rub them out with an eraser. That's great. Good. All right. Now, oh, thank you, Leslie. Yeah, I was very close to my auntie as well, so it's been very, yeah, it has been very sad. I haven't seen her actually either since Mum passed away, because I haven't been back to Mildura since then. So yeah, it's gonna not be an easy trip to make this time. But anyway, I'll get to see my other aunties and my uncle, so that'll be good. And I might even, we're not there for very long. We're not staying very long because we've got to get back, but hoping to have time to maybe catch up with some of my cousins as well. I will see some of my cousins there at the funeral, but on the other side of the family as well. I'm hoping to see some of them. So, yep. About 5. Glenn is doing well. Oh, you made 5 cards today. Fantastic. Well done. Glenn is doing well. And it will take some months. Very happy with his progress. Oh, that's good news, Leslie. That's really good news about Glenn. Yeah. Okay, so we're adding, can you see how those colours are starting to blend as I'm colouring? See how they're blending together there, just at the base of the flower, but you've still got that sort of orange tinge, but it's blending up into the yellow. It's very hard to colour holding it up in the air like that, but you can kind of see the difference between that one that doesn't have any water on it yet and this one. They look great, don't they? They're looking really good. It's so hot in here without the aircon. I'm melting. I knew that it would get hotter as I was creating and talking. I get very hot when I talk. Does anybody else get hot when they talk? Maybe it's just because I'm talking so much. Okay, I need to give another little squeeze. I'm going to just do it onto my paper towel over here, so that I make sure that I'm controlling the flow and it's not going to get too wet, too runny. Now I'm interested to have a look at the back of this card once we've done all the watercolouring, to see how much it actually goes through the cardstock or not. Because it's heavyweight cardstock, I'm interested to see how it handles the water. I mean, it's created for this purpose, but yeah, I just want to see how it handles the water, just out of interest. So you can see that I'm taking the, like you would with a fine tip paintbrush, you just handle the tip very gently and you're drawing back so that you've got the point of the tip like facing away from you, but you're drawing it back. You don't want to go backwards and forwards like that because you will damage the tip. So you can either do strokes like I'm doing now, or you can do gentle circular motions, but certainly don't go backwards and forwards like that because you will damage the tip of your brush. There we go. And we're going to do a little bit of background behind the flowers as well. We'll do that with the, we might use the Coastal Cabana in the background, I think. Let's get a little bit more water flowing. This particular water painter has got a really good flow actually. It's not flowing too quickly, but it's also not drying out too quickly as I go. So it's got quite a good controlled water flow. There we go. The water brightens it a lot too. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? If you compare that one to that one, it does really bring out. And I think too, because I'm blending the colors, that's also helping to brighten the colors as well. Looks magical once the water goes on, Leslie. Yeah, it makes such a difference, doesn't it? Such a difference. This would also be a great kit for children as well, teaching them how to use watercolors, but especially like maybe slightly older children, like, you know, getting up towards the 10-year-olds or 7 or 8-year-olds, maybe 8, 9. The teenagers would love this. The tweens, as they call them, I think would like this. And as adults, you know, of course, we love a bit of colouring as well. Isn't it nice nowadays that we can go back to our childhood and it's okay for us to colour? Do you remember, like, I don't know, I kind of felt like I got to an age where colouring was just for kids, and then adult colouring books made a big comeback. Well, adult colouring books made a big boom. They came out with a big boom several years ago, and since then I kind of feel like colouring has made a big comeback because now it's okay to colour. But many years ago we didn't have the adult colouring books, but we've got quite a few of them here in this house. Each of us girls have got them. My girls have both got them, and I've got a few colouring books, adult colouring books, and I've got some little inspiration cards as well that are colouring ones. So yeah, it's really great. So I'm very excited by this kit that Stampin' Up have brought out. It's a really nice one. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes unorderable soon, because I think it's quite popular. I've heard of a lot of people already purchasing this one, and it will be around for a little while, but if it goes unorderable, they will be getting some more in, I believe. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, look at that. That's looking so stunning. Okay, let's do this one over here. But yeah, if they sell out quickly, then if you haven't got yours ordered, you might need to just wait for the next shipment to come in of them. So we never know when things sell out, how long before they come back in, especially with the kits. Some of the kits that have gone unorderable, that are coming back, they've been unorderable for quite a while before the new shipments come in. So my advice is, if you love it, don't wait. Yes, I think I'll be getting some of these for some Christmas gifts as well, because I think lots of people are going to have fun with this one. As I said, even if somebody is not a crafter, but they like a bit of colouring, or they might just like a bit of, you know, mindless time, like just relaxation time, this is a really great thing to do. Or you can even colour in while you're sitting in front of the TV. I know a lot of people that colour in front of the TV. So yeah, I find colouring very relaxing. And if they don't want to use the water painter, they can just use the pencils. And if they don't want to make a full card out of it, they don't have to. They can just use it as, you know, something for themselves. Or as I mentioned before, they could use it as a little postcard and just write a little message on the back to send to somebody if they wanted to. So many options, isn't there? There we go. Okay, so we just need to, oh, I think I missed this one in here. We just need to do the leaves and then the little background. We're just going to do those little background areas behind there. But we'll start with the leaves. Just give them a little bit of water to soften down that green a bit. I'm going to use more of a circular motion on the leaves because they are a larger area, and I want to just soften that green down a little bit as well. Just do some strokes up here towards the tip where it's a bit narrower. There, if you compare the two leaves, you can kind of see the difference once you add the water. And you can move that colour around a little bit. So if you find that you don't have enough pigment in some areas, go to the darker areas, pick up a little bit of pigment on your brush, and then just move it over to those lighter areas that need a little bit more. Now, if you are going to create a card with this, I do advise that you do let it dry first. We might not have time to let it dry today, but if you are going to create a card, just give it a little bit of time to let that dry so that the so that it doesn't buckle, but also so that the adhesive will properly adhere to the back of this, and also to, you know, you want it to dry. You don't want it to stay damp on your card. You want it to dry out as quickly as possible because we don't want anything, you know, funky or crazy going on. A little bit of colour just in there. Round and round we go. Just doing gentle circles because I want to protect that tip of the brush as well. Beautiful. And last one. And then I'm going to show you how to do the background, which is very easy. Now, I can't remember who it was who requested me to demonstrate this kit. Was somebody when I was doing the unboxing, I think it was. And one of my regular viewers asked me, was it anybody that's here today? I can't remember exactly who it was who requested me to share this kit. Does anybody remember if it was you? Let me know in the comments. There we go. So we've got nice soft green leaves now. This one over here is still a little bit brighter than the others, but that's okay. They can all be a little bit different. There we go. All right, now for the background. We're going to take the Coastal Cabana, and I don't want that to be too bright because I don't want it to take away from the flowers. So we are just going to add a very small amount, just a little scribble in the background here. Okay, so just a very light scribble. Can you see that? We can always go in with more if we want to add more color, but of course it's not as easy to take it away. So always start out a little bit lighter. Get your water flowing in your water painter. It's always good to start out a little bit lighter and then add more color rather than go too heavy to begin with. Now, I've got to be careful because I can see that some of that yellow is bleeding out. So I've got to be a little bit careful to try and stay away from the leaves. So we don't want to put down too much water. So we don't want the yellow to bleed out into the greeny blue in the background. Okay, so we'll go over these bits here. Might need to add a little bit more up there. I'll come back to that bit. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And I have to say that our little Callie girl is coping very well with Mummy filming. And she is out in the other room. She's taken herself out to her other bed. And she is being such a good girl. Touch wood so far. And she hasn't barked. She hasn't moved out of her bed, I don't think. She's being very, very good, which is awesome. You never can tell with her. Especially if there's stuff going on in the neighborhood, like if there's kids out playing or there's cars coming and going, they usually set her off. But thankfully it's been fairly quiet out there. All right, we're going to add a little bit more down here. Let's blend that down a little bit. Oh, it might have gone a little bit heavy there. So let's just add a little bit more water. That's okay. Might be able to dab some of that up and get some of that colour up. Blend that in a little bit more. And I was going to come back to over here, wasn't I? Just want to add very light. Oh, that was a bit more than I thought. It picked up, if it's already wet, it's going to pick up more of the colour from the pencil, which just happened just then. So yeah, if you want the colour darker, make the paper wet first, then add your pencil. Might just add a little bit more over here just to make so that the top is, you know, sort of the same colour. There we go. Oh, got a little bit in here which I missed. Just add a little tiny scribble in there. Just being careful not to bring out any of that yellow. A bit more in here. It's got a bit of a heavier bit down here, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry too much about that. There we go. I might just add a little bit more over here. I just feel like this is a little bit lighter. See what I mean by you can always add extra colour, but if you start out too heavy, it's not as easy to just take it away. So yeah, always good to start out a little bit more conservatively, I guess. When you're doing backgrounds, it's better to have a blunter pencil, or if you've got one side of the pencil that's a little bit flat, it's better to colour with that rather than colour with a very pointy pencil. If you colour with a very pointy pencil, you're going to get very streaky lines, sort of like I did down here. I used the pointier part of the pencil and it's left it a little bit streaky. It's hard to blend that down once you get it to that point. But yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about that. There we go. It's not going to be the focus anyway. The sunflowers are the focus. There we go. So that's all beautifully coloured now. And so you can now do whatever you like with that. You can turn it into a card. You can turn it into, as I said, just a little note to send to somebody. Make sure that you clean your tip off after you've finished. Just give it a squeeze, let the water flow. And again, just brush it backwards and forwards very gently. You will get a little bit of staining. I'll just show you on the paper. You will get a little bit of staining on the tip. That's quite normal, just because the acrylic holds some of that pigment. But and be very careful putting your lid on that you don't catch the fibers and splay them out. So there we go. So there's our coloured piece. Now let's have a look at the back. That water, you know, has not even really penetrated through that at all. I was wondering if we might get a bit of bleeding or something through the back, but it hasn't at all. It's curled up ever so slightly, but once that's dry, I think that will flatten out. Now, if I wanted to create with that straight away, I would probably hit that with the heat tool and get that to dry before using it. In fact, we could do that because then we can quickly use it to create a card. Let me grab my heat tool and we'll give it just a gentle dry. I noticed that the Stampin' Up! Heat tools are actually on low inventory at the moment. So if anybody is in need of a new heat tool, maybe grab one sooner rather than later, because, you know, we never know when new shipments of product are coming in. So, okay, I've got to unplug something over here to plug this in. Oh, I hear a little puppy coming in. I hear little footsteps. Hello, little girl. Did you come to see me? Good girl. Here, I'll just give her some of her little treaties here. Good girl. Here, look. There you go. Good girl. So, for drying, we're going to use heat setting number 1. And I'm just going to put something down on my desk to protect it from the heat. I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat with a silicone craft sheet over the top, just so to protect my desktop. So we're just going to use heat setting number 1 for drying. I'm just going to do that very gently. Now, when we're adding the heat, it's going to want to curl it up a little bit. The cardstock always reacts that way when you heat it. So what we're going to do is we're going to then flip that over and heat it from the other side, and that helps to flatten it back down. Callie, you are scratching my skirt. You're going to get your claws caught. Yes, what can I do for you? Oh, you're hungry for afternoon tea, are you? Are you hungry? All right, let Mummy finish this and I'll give you some afternoon tea. There we go. All right, so that should be pretty dry now, because my water painter wasn't too wet. Now, we don't want to go too much because we don't want to burn it. So there we go. So it's a little bit curly-whirly at the moment, but I just don't want to overheat it because I don't want to burn it. Okay, it's cooled down a bit. I'll just give it a little bit more heat just to see if I can flatten that down a little bit. Now, if you let that, it was fairly flat before I started doing this. So if you let it just dry naturally, I think it wouldn't be as curly. It's just that I'm in a hurry because I'm filming, so I'm being a little bit impatient. Okay. Yes, I'm coming with your treaties. Just a minute. Just a minute. All right, here you go. Here, look. Here. Where can I give these to you? I'll give them to you over here. Here you go. Ready? Okay, good girl. Yeah, you can eat it. Good girl. Good girl. Just give her a little scatter on the floor there. Normally give her a little treat toy, but I don't have any in here with me. I should have forethought about that and brought one in here. Okay, there we go. So that's all nice and dry now, which is awesome. So now we can turn that into a card. We do have the assorted memories and more cards and envelopes, and I wondered if it might fit on one of those card bases, but I'm not sure of the size. I haven't measured the size of this actually, so let's do that. This is, okay, so it's almost a card front size. It's 10.3. 10.3, that's without my glass. No, sorry, 11.3. Oh, it's 11, it's wider. It's 11.3 that way. And this way it is over 15 centimeters. My ruler doesn't go that far. So if we wanted to trim that down for a card front, we would have to trim that down. What I might do is take a little bit off at a time. What? Yes. Yes, you ate all your treaties. Okay. Yeah, good. Finished now. Finished, Callie. She's here pawing at me, trying to get my attention. No. Now she's going to start to be annoying after I said that she was being so good. All right, so we might just trim this down a little bit. I might just take a couple of millimeters off at a time. I just don't want to take too much because I don't want to come too close to the design. But I'm just thinking if we take off 5 millimeters from each side. I just better check the other side because this side looks like it comes a bit closer. So let's just see if I take 5 millimeters off that side. Is that going to come too close to the flowers? No, I think that'll be all right. So I might take 5 millimeters off each side. So that's 1/2 centimeter because I want to put this on a card front. So take 1/2 centimeter off that side, 1/2 centimeter off this side. Leslie said, love this. I've had my eye on the other new kit with the scenes also. Can't think of the name of it. Oh, yes, I've got that one as well, Leslie. It's called, oh, gosh, now you've got me too. I'm not sure. I don't have it in front of me right this minute. But, yes, I got that new one too. I thought that might be another one that I might demonstrate as well. Not today, but another day. There we go. So now we've got that cut down. Let's see, what size is that now? So now it measures 10.4 by, Callie, no, 10.4 by 14.2. So if I take that down a little bit more, I could get that down to 10.1 and 14, that's the right width to have a border. And then I could do this at, I need this at 10.1. So I might just take a little bit more. I need to take another 4 millimeters. So let's see, I might be able to take a bit more off the bottom. I'll take off just, I'm going to take off 2 millimeters from the top and 2 millimeters from the bottom, and I might be right. Callie, stop, you're going to tear my skirt. Get down. Get down. No, I can't help you at the moment. You've had food. Wondering if she needs to go out to the toilet. You go in the laundry. Go in the laundry, quick. All right, now we'll see if that will fit on a card front. I think that will be the right size now. Let's see. 10 point, oh, now I've taken too much. Now it's a bit narrower. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'll take a little bit more off the sides as well, and then we'll add a coloured mat underneath it. So I'll do the same. I'll take 2 more millimeters off each side I should have just taken 1, but 1 millimeter is very hard to trim down because it can tear very easily or like shred your cardstock very easily, although it probably wouldn't with this because this is quite thick cardstock. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a nice size that we can create a we can add some matting to that. All right, what color background does everyone think I should put this on? Should it go on to a yellow background or an orange background or a green background? Maybe we should grab out some, I might grab out some Daffodil Delight because then we can do some darker matting underneath it perhaps. I'll grab a Daffodil Delight card base, or we could use the ones that I pulled out if we want a white card base, and then do some coloured matting. We'll have a look. All right. Yeah, Caddy. Okay, there's some daffodil. Oh yes, that'll be nice on some daffodil. Maybe if we put a border of the early espresso to bring in some of that brown, that might really matte it nicely, mightn't it? And just make it stand out. Good girl, you can eat it. You can eat your treaties. How about if we put it on a matte of early espresso and then put it on the yellow? Oh, that'll look nice and sunny, won't it? How about we do that? Okay, well, I might score this in half to make this the card base. This one's a half of an A4 sheet, so I've already cut that at 14.85. I'm just double checking. Yep. So you're going to turn it this way on the long side and score that at at 10.5 to form the card base. And we'll just fold that there like so. Just using the edge here and here to get that nice and square and fold that. Even though we've scored it, sometimes we can fold it a little bit crooked. There we go. And then with this one, so we should be able to get a nice matte. I think I'll just do a little, what did I say this was measuring now? This is, oh yeah, this is good. This is 13.5 by 9.9, 9.8. I haven't got my glasses on. 9.9 probably. So, okay. So let's do a matte of, see how's that going to fit on there. Okay, we're going to have a bit more space at the side than we are at the top and the bottom. That's okay. So I trimmed it a little bit too much at the sides, but that's all right. It'll still work. Let's do this one at 14.45. We'll do a 2mm border. So 14.45 by 10.1. Oops. There we go. So we'll have that on there like that, and then that on there like that. In fact, what I might do is set that. Okay, I've got an idea. Let's do a little border like that. I'm just thinking. No, I think I want to trim this one down so that we've got an even border around the focal image or the focal piece. So we'll trim that down another 2 millimeters. I'm just going to line that up. I'm just going to do this one by eye, which is bad because I haven't got my glasses on. That's okay. I'm going to grab a pencil. I'm going old school. This is what we used to do Before we used our trimmer to measure everything, we used to do everything by eye. See how we go. And that's maybe not so good to do things by eye now that my eyesight is not that great, especially without my glasses on. But we'll see how we go. We can always cut another one, can't we? We've got plenty more early espresso cardstock where that came from. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Good. Okay. We're going to mat that onto the brown, onto the early espresso, and that'll just give it a little bit of a lift off the background. So I'm going to use, because it's a little bit curly-whirly, I'm going to use some tear and tape. That'll be nice and strong to hold it down nice and flat, or you can use, finished that roll. Let's get another one. I've got another one up here that's partway through. That other one was leftover from a kit, actually. And this one is my ordinary roll. Grab my snips. Where's my snips? Snips. There we go. There we go. Little Callie has gone out of the room now. She's given up trying to annoy me. She might need to go outside, but she's just going to have to wait. She does have a toileting tray that she can use if she needs to, but she prefers not to use it. She prefers to go outside. But if she's desperate, she can use that while Mummy is busy. Okay, that way. So when I do my tear and tape, I always like to just remove one side first, and then I line up my piece on my layer, and I get that right first before I release all the other sides. So just get that lined up. Yep, there we go. Adhere that first, then I'll do the right side. It's funny, isn't it, how we all develop our own little systems of doing things. We'll do this side. There we go. Now, before we adhere that, what we're going to do is we are going to add some, that's going to really pop on there like that. Look at that. That's going to be beautiful on there. We're going to add some twine. And where did I put it? I had it here. We don't have a sentiment on here yet, though. I'm going to add some linen thread, because I think linen thread, like natural, something natural goes really well with sunflowers. Sorry, going blank. Still thinking about the dog, thinking, where is she now? What is she doing out there? She's gone out of the room. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this around a couple of times, leave a bit of an end so that we can tie a bow. I'll just wrap it around twice, and then we shall trim that off. And we'll tie a bow. Now, if you didn't want to add a sentiment, you don't have to add a sentiment to this. You could leave it simply just beautiful like that as it is. Or you can add a sentiment, or you might even like to add a sentiment later when you're going to be sending it to somebody, once you know what sort of sentiment you might need. Because it might be, you know, for a specific occasion. It might just be a thinking of you card. Just depends on what you're sending, or the reason that you're sending it. There we go. So we've got our twine on there like that. Now, before I adhere that to the card front, I think I will decide what sentiment I am going to put on here, just so that I can then position this in the right spot. So I've got a whole heap of different sentiments here, but I think I only want a fairly small one because I don't want to cover up too much of those beautiful flowers. So I've got a whole stack of different sentiments stamp sets here. Well, stamp sets with great sentiments in them. I did have a bigger one. That one's bigger. Let me see. What have we got? What have we got? All the wonderful things you do. Celebrate. Hello, you are loved. Friend with sympathy, have a blessed day. May all your wishes come true. I kind of want a longish sentiment. Hope is believing in a brighter tomorrow. Love, faith, never give up, is being sure of what we cannot see. You're a blessing. You're a blessing is a good one. Make the world a better place. Makes the world a better place. So you can have peace, hope, faith, love. Sorry, hope, love, faith. I can read. Makes the world a better place. Then we've got all of these ones here as well. Anniversary, thinking of you. Can't find exactly what I'm looking for. And we've got Sentimental Park. This has got some great ones as well. Dear friend, all the wonderful things you do. You are amazing. There we go. That's what I want. You are amazing. All right, let's find that. It's a little one. Right, let's turn it up the right way so we can see. Where did that go? You are amazing. There we go. You are amazing. I'm just going to put that on a little sentiment just down here, I think. Somewhere there. And just having a look to see. So we've got a large U, and then we've got you are amazing. But I think I'm just going to do just the little you are amazing. Just having a look in the other ones to see. There's this one too. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to use that one. I think I'll use you are amazing. Now, I haven't used that one before, so it needs to be cleaned. I'm just going to sit it down on that paper. So I'll give it a little bit of a swishy swish on my Stampin' Scrub. Just grab a block. Give that one a little clean. There we go. And I think I'm just going to stamp it in Early Espresso onto a piece of basic white. And then we're going to trim that. You are amazing. Beautiful. Okay. Just give this one a clean. Always a good idea to clean our stamps straight away. Hi, Chitska. Great to have you with us. How are you today? There we go. All right. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, pardon me. Okay. So, we are going to, I think, trim this down. I'm going to grab my trimmer to trim that down evenly so that I get it nice and straight. Just trim a little bit off here. And hopefully get that nice and straight. I'll do the other side. Just judging that with my eye. And oops, got to go back this way a bit too close. You are amazing. Okay, so what I want to do is trim that away. And I'm thinking with this piece, this end, I'm going to have that over to the side. Oh, actually, yeah, I think I want to trim that down a bit, actually. I think it's too trim there. I think I'm going to trim it. I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to trim it with my snips. This could be dangerous because it could go very wrong, very wonky. Yep, did go wonky. I don't have my glasses on. Why don't I put my glasses on? Let me grab my glasses. There we go. Now I can see a bit better. Okay, let's trim this side up too. I don't cut terribly straight when I do it this way, but I thought I'd be brave today. And this bit is way too long now. There we go. Now, if I just put a little bit of ink on the edges of that, it won't be so noticeable that it is super wonky. There we go. All these little bits of paper everywhere, making a mess. I'm being messy today. All right, so I'll just grab my sponge dauber and I'll put a little bit of ink around the edges of that early espresso, just to create a little bit of a border, because we're going white on white and we want that to stand out a little bit, but also too, that also will hide those wonky edges, and then it won't matter that it's a little bit wonky. And anyway, I always like to add a little bit of ink to my my sentiment labels. There we go. There we go. So now we've got a nice little border without having to use any added cardstock. I used to always mat all of my sentiment labels, and it used to be very, very fiddly until I one day discovered that, wait, I can actually add ink to the edges and then don't need to add extra matte layers to my sentiments. And it's so much quicker and easier. There we go. We're going to pop that up on dimensionals. And that's going to go just down there like that. Yep. Okay. All right. So I think that twine will be in a good spot there. I might just move it up a little bit just so we can see that border. That border at the bottom there of the sentiment. And I might just slide that over. I'll just wriggle that over just a little bit if I can. Or maybe I can't because I've got two layers there. There we go. Just bow the cardstock a little bit if you want to slide your ribbon, and then you can just slide it over a tad. There we go. Okie dokie. Got our twine there. I'll make that a little bit smaller so that our bow isn't too prominent. We don't want that to be overpowering. And yeah, we might even mount that whole thing up on dimensionals, I think, on the front of the card. Okay, let's do that, and then we'll add our sentiment. Now, where did I just put my take your pick tool? I just had it, and I put it down somewhere. Oh my goodness, where did I put that? it must be right in front of me. It's probably right in front of my face. No, that's my pencils, my ruler. I did just have it in my hands. Oh, there it is. It's on the other. It was hiding on the other side of my my heat tool. No wonder I couldn't see it. I was thinking, where on earth? I just had that. Oh, I thought I was going crazy. So we'll put lots and lots of dimensionals to make sure this layer is going to be nice and stable. Okay, we might even add some extra ones here near the twine and up here, just to be sure. There we go. Now we can't go wrong with all of those, can we? So we just remove the backings, and then we're going to pop that up on our card front. And very simple layering, like it was just a matter of cutting that card down to the right size. And as I said, like I hadn't measured them before, so I was kind of winging it a little bit today. But with the next ones, I might properly measure to cut them down to exactly the right, like work out exactly what size would be the best size for a card front. All right, so now we'll just kind of line this up. Oops, I got that over this way a little bit too far. Thought I had that lined up then. Ah, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick. There we go. Always important not to press your dimensionals on too quickly until you are absolutely sure you've got everything lined up. I think that's a bit better. There we go. Now we'll press them. Now they're good. All right, let's put our little sentiment label on. Cute little sentiment label on. I'm going to have that coming out. Now, do I want it coming out from the edge there, or do I want it coming from the little, I think I want it coming out from the little border there. Just there like that. You are amazing. And then we're going to trim the ends of the twine up, and we're going to do my usual trick. And we're going to add a little bit of texture by ruffling up the ends of that twine and just separating the strands there. Just using my nail to do that. Just ruffle them up a little bit. Oh, they're wanting to stick up the wrong way. They're being a bit pedantic. Down there you go. Down there you go. There we go. If you wanted to, you could add a little glue dot underneath your bow there, just so that we'll make sure that that stays in place. This one's wanting to stick straight up. It's being very difficult. It's got its own mind today. And to finish off, let's add some bling. Now, let's see if we've got some bright yellow bling. I think I do. I've got bright green. I've got some yellow in here. I think they might be perfect. Actually, these are the Zinnia. These are from the Zinnia suite, the adhesive back shiny sequins. These are from the online exclusives if you're looking for these. And we've got some that are more sort of the orangey yellow. So let's use those. And we'll add some of those to add a little bit more bling to this card, because these are gorgeous. Oops. Oh, one just popped off the backing then. Go back on there, you. Oops. That's not where I wanted you. Over there. There we go. I feel like the big one should be up here and the little one should be down here somewhere. Maybe there. Let's separate them a little bit. Move that one up a bit. There we go. You could add a few extras. We could add a few extra let's have 5. We either let me start again. We either need 3 or 5 so that we have an uneven number, because we never want to have an even number of embellishments. It just is more aesthetically pleasing, apparently, to have an uneven number. Just trying to work out where I'm going to put this little one. I might put that one there. There we go. Done. Finished. So as I said, like I've done a few extra things there. I've added some layer. I've added a layer. I've added some twine, the sentiment, and the bling. You don't need to do that. You can simply just use the card as it is and just add it to a card. Add it to perhaps Memories and More. In this pack, you get the assortment. So you get the larger 6x4s, you get the smaller 3x4s. We've also got the note cards and envelopes. If you wanted to trim them down really small and like crop them right in, you could put them on the note cards and envelopes. And in fact, if you were purchasing this as a gift, adding in one of these card packs might actually be, there's quite a few there. If you look under cardstock on the online store, there's quite a few different card packs there that if you're giving as a gift, something like this might be a good idea to give to them as well if they're not already a crafter, so that they've got some card bases all ready to go. You could even chuck in a packet of mini glue dots or a Stampin' seal, or even just a bottle of multi-purpose liquid glue, so they've got some adhesive to be able to adhere their beautifully coloured design onto a card front so that they can make cards too. Just some ideas there for you. Oh, my little girl has just come back in. Good timing, puppy girl, because guess what? We're finished. Yeah, we're finished. So there you go. So there is my first card created with the Nature's Paintings kit. So I hope you liked that one. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you grabbed a few ideas as I was going along. You love it and you can't wait to play with it. Leslie, that's fantastic. That's really good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to making some more cards with some of these, and I'm really looking forward to taking this away with me as well. All right, I'm quickly going to tip the camera back up face to face so I can say a very quick goodbye to you before this little girl tears my skirt with her scratching. She's very desperate to get my attention. All right, here we go. Okay, I'll just readjust the camera. Bear with me one moment. All right, little girl, I'm nearly finished. I'm nearly finished. She's getting very impatient now. She probably needs to go outside to the toilet. So there you go. So thank you so much for sharing with me in this new kit. It's really a fun kit to play with. And yeah, you can just make some really, really beautiful cards. Very simple, very easy. Great for beginner card makers. Great for anyone who loves colouring. You can step these up as much as you want, or you can keep them really, really simple. So this is a great kit with all of these beautiful, beautiful designs in there. So yeah, so many to choose from. All right, little girl. All right. Okay, well, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you all get some crafting in there done as well. If there's anything I can help you with, or if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me. I won't be live next Tuesday because I will be traveling. So I look forward to seeing you the following week on, that'll be Monday the 2nd. We'll be in December by then, the 2nd of December. Because what's today? Today's the 18th. Yes, so I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Unless I get a chance to jump online in between times, I'll see how I go. But I won't make any promises because I've got a lot to get through this week before I go away. So have a great week. Stay safe. God bless. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.